Xbox finally speaks out about just how big Forza Horizon 5 is right now. After early access came out last week and the game launching this week, it has made waves across the gaming industry, social media, and pretty much every news site possible. And Xbox isn't staying quiet at all. They're front and center, talking about just how big this franchise is, just how big Xbox is, and just how big their developers are. Let's get into Microsoft's biggest game launch ever. There's a lot to cover here, so let's get into it. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, make sure to hit that small little bell icon. That helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. Trust me, it helps a bunch. Okay, let's get right into this because there's a lot to cover, and of course there is. Xbox just had their biggest release in their history with Forza Horizon 5, and I'll be honest with everyone, I plan to make my review of the game and then move on, but after a week of having the game, I find myself continuously going back to it and continuously playing the game. I've put so many games down just to get back into Forza. And apparently, I'm not the only one doing this, because Forza seems to have taken over the internet and all of the gaming industry. Every single time I go on Twitter or I go on anything, I see Forza all over the place. Football game commercials, YouTube commercial, Twitter posts, it's everywhere. For the first time from what I could remember, Xbox is advertising what's probably the biggest game to ever come to Xbox Game Pass. They're not holding anything back when it comes to Forza Horizon, and that's because it's turning into one of the biggest franchises for not only Xbox, but for the entire gaming industry, which is something that this article and multiple media outlets are saying. Here's what's said. Forza Horizon 5, largest launch of any Microsoft game. Concurrent players triple peak of Horizon 4. Forza Horizon 5 is off to a great start according to news stats released by Microsoft. Playground Studios' Excellent Racer already has 4.5 million players across PC, console, and cloud devices. Xbox boss Phil Spencer revealed via Twitter today. This means Forza Horizon 5 has enjoyed the biggest launch yet of any Xbox Game Studios title, and that its concurrent player peak is triple that of Forza Horizon 5. Okay, let's unpack what's being said here. First of all, Forza Horizon 5 is the largest launch of any Microsoft game ever. Think about that for a second. The largest launch with franchises like Gears of War and Halo under their belts. That's how big Forza as a franchise has turned into. That's how big Playground Games, the studio behind the game, is getting. That's something I don't think people really pay attention to. Playground Games, for the last 10 years, has nurtured and built a AAA studio that competes with every other studio in the industry. Xbox knew this when they bought them, while also helping them build a brand new second AAA studio to make Fable. Everything about this studio and this franchise seems to have that it factor attached to it. I'm not sure if anyone could truly put their finger on it, but Horizon 5 and Playground Games as a developer just has a way of making their game and has a way of attracting a lot of players to that game. It's the best racing game by far. It's the best open world racing game by far, and it's not even close. There's truly no competition. And when you see top-level executives like Xbox's Phil Spencer go to Twitter to brag about the game in the studio, you know it's massive. In fact, here's what the article and what Phil Spencer had to say. Of course, many of these players will be playing the game via Game Pass, where it launched day and date alongside retail copies. But a sizable portion of players, over 1 million people, actually began playing yesterday. Early access has granted to those who had bought a $99 premium version or had picked up the $50 premium add-ons bundle for Game Pass subscribers. Playground Games delivers yet another gorgeous and enveloping pocket holiday, smartly restructured but reassuringly unchanged. Ollie wrote in Eurogamer's Forza Horizon 5 review, "It's a dependable joy." But this is what Phil Spencer had to say on Twitter. "We've invested for years in Xbox so more people can play. With 4.5 million players so far across PC, cloud, and console, Forza Horizon 5 shows that promise coming to life. Largest launch day for Xbox Game Studios game. Peak concurrent 3 times Forza Horizon 4 high. Thank you players and congrats to We Are Playground." All right. So there is a lot to talk about here. So let's start from the top. The first thing I want to talk about is that before the game even launched, there was over 1 million people playing the game. That's before the game even came out onto Game Pass. Why is that important? Well, because that means over 1 million people bought the game to play it early. They either paid the $99 to get the premium edition or the $50 to play it bundled for the Game Pass subscribers. That's something I want to bring up because it shows two things. Game Pass doesn't deter people from buying games. In fact, the data has shown again and again that gamers play more games and buy more games when they're subscribed to Game Pass. Forza Horizon 5 shows that. Halo Infinite will show that, and so will every other game coming to the platform, especially first-party Xbox games. The second reason I brought it up is because there was a small group of non-gamers on social media saying this game was pirated. That's why they have 1 million players on there. To them, I say be quiet and just enjoy a good game and the success it's having, especially when you can play that game on Game Pass and you can play it on so many different devices. Oh, and it's of course an Xbox game. So just enjoy it. How about that? But now let's dive into what Phil Spencer had to say. As you can see, he doubles down yet again, saying that they've invested for years into the first-party studios. And I think this is something that Xbox and Phil Spencer will continue to speak out about. They're going to push this fact to show that they have a newly found investment in gaming, but most of all, their first-party studios. That's what's most important to Xbox, that's what's most important to Phil Spencer and Microsoft as a whole. The next thing has to be the 4.5 plus million users on the game. That's something Xbox is very, very proud of, and you can see that obviously, because they rarely push numbers and rarely talk about things like this. Instead, they really talk about Game Pass and they push active users. Yet with Forza Horizon 5, they understand this game is something else. It's a pillar franchise for Xbox and for gaming. It's the type of game that other games avoid launching near now. And having 4.5 million on PC, cloud, and console is massive. I mean, Phil Spencer says they had the biggest launch and 3 times the numbers that Forza Horizon 4 had at its highest point. Think about that for a second. 3 times the numbers of Forza Horizon 4 at its highest point from its launch. And Xbox considers that game a massive success for Game Pass and for the Xbox franchises. So it's no wonder they're going to social media to talk about this game and finally show they have a massive confidence in their first-party output, much like they've had for Playground Games for years. Because let's be real for a second, for a very, very long time, Xbox hasn't been able to really push a huge game on their Xbox Game Pass service since Forza Horizon 4 and Gears 5. Sure, they've had some cool games come out like Flight Simulator and Psychonauts and Wasteland 3, but they haven't had that big AAA game that changes the way people look at a game. That's until Forza Horizon 5. This game has really changed the way people look at racers, how they look at open world racing games. Not to mention, it's helped push the Xbox Series X console more than any game I've ever seen. This is truly the best looking game in the world right now. Actually, Xbox has pushed the boundaries on multiple games like Flight Simulator and now Forza Horizon 5. They make sure to push the console to the max, but also push the PC platform. Like I've said before, I played this game on PC and on the Series X, and the game looked utterly stunning. It's crazy to think that just 1 year after the console released, a developer could push the console to its max. Yet Playground Games just did that, and I'm sure they're going to do it again when the next game comes out and when Fable comes out. So yeah, I expect Xbox to push the console. I expect Xbox to keep their foot on the pedal when it comes to first-party output. It started this year with their highly rated games, and it's really started once everyone played Forza Horizon 5. Just wait until Halo Infinite launches and people see how that game performs, because like we've said for over a year, this Game Pass numbers, these console sales haven't reached the peak. It will reach that peak once we get these massive AAA games on the service and on the console. That's exactly what Forza and Halo Infinite are. Big games that people want to play, big games that people can't wait to see on the next generation hardware. Trust me, the wait has been worth it, because right now Xbox is speaking out on what their first-party developers are doing, and rightfully so. But let me know what you think about all this. Are you surprised by Phil Spencer's tweet? Do you think this confidence will continue with their first party? Have you played Forza Horizon 5 yet? Do you think Halo Infinite will be even bigger than this? Or has Forza Horizon 5 joined Halo and Gears as the biggest franchises in not only Xbox, but gaming? Is this the first true next-generation title from Xbox? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamer tag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in the achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon. I've been jumping into Eliminator. I can't get enough of it. I think that game mode is so awesome. It's a BR, but with racing. Talk about a fun time. I like eliminating people. I like challenging them to races and then taking them out. The game mode is awesome. I didn't know it was there because during my review, I couldn't really play the multiplayer aspect of the game because there weren't people on there because it was only review copies out. But now that the game is launched and there's so many people out there, I've been just doing nothing but Eliminator. But after that, I got to jump back into Guardians of the Galaxy. I need to finish that game because you know what? It's Game of the Year contender for me, just like Forza Horizon. So I got to get back into that. But let me know what you're playing. Are you on your Xbox Series X, your PS5, or are you on your PC? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.